Hello students, today we are going to discuss about uses of microorganisms. See, already you know microorganism means what? Microorganisms, otherwise called microbes. That means unicellular organism or single cell organism. What are the unicellular organisms? Already explained in some examples. Chlamydomonas, paramecium and bacteria and fungi like that. And shapes of the bacteria, size of the fungi like that I explained in before the classes. And in this session we will discuss about uses. What are the uses of present in microorganisms? Microorganisms. This microorganism is otherwise called what? Microbes. See, they are having so many uses. Microbes having so many uses, but they are classified in 4 major categories. What are that? First field, medicines. Medical field also they are utilized in microbes. Why we want to utilize? What the usage they are having? I will explain later in one by one. And second one, agriculture field. And third one, industry. That means industrial area. That. And last one, daily life. That means the day-to-day life. Day-to-day life also utilizing some microbes. You have to complete any process. You have to complete any process means with the help of the microbes. That means the good example for curd. Somebody is taking the curd. The curd is the responsibility of the microbes only. See, come to the point. First, medicine. Medicine field they are utilized in microbes. We have obtained antibiotic and vaccine. We have obtained antibiotic and vaccine from microbes. We have obtained antibiotic and vaccine from microbes. First one, antibiotics. Antibiotics. Anti means what? Anyone tell me anti means what? Anti means against. Anti means what? Against. Anti means against. And then biotic. Biotic means what? Living organism. Or living condition. You know that before that you have studied in the previous classes. The biotic factor and abiotic factor. That like. See, very simple. Antibiotic means that's against living organism. What is against living organism? Because of the basically antibiotics, this substance they are getting from are provided from living organism, which toxic substance utilized for other organism. So one microbes will provide antibiotics. That antibiotics you utilized to the against of other organism. Because of other organism may be causing some disease. That disease you want to prevent or you want to get purified. That time you want to utilize this kinds of the antibiotics. These antibiotics, the first antibiotics they produced in penicillium. Who one first produced this penicillium means Sir Alexander Fleming in 1928. In the year of 1928. Sir Alexander Fleming first antibiotics they produced. That name is penicillin. This is the first antibiotics. These antibiotics they are utilized against tetanus and diphtheria disease. What are the disease against they are utilizing in penicillin means just you write tetanus and diphtheria. And the penicillium, this penicillin getting from one fungi. Which fungi? Penicillium chrysogenium. Penicillium chrysogenium. And the streptomycin. This also one type of the antibiotics. This antibiotics they are getting from streptomyces. These antibiotics they are utilized in against bacterial disease or bacterial infections. And the next one, vaccine. This vaccine, you know, antibiotics you have produced from the living organism, but this vaccine you are getting from the dead particles, dead or weak is not having healthy are big microbes. The two kinds of the microbes only will provide vaccines. This first vaccine that produced Edward Jenner against smallpox. Against smallpox. And the vaccine are prepared from dead or weakened microbes. Edward Jenner was the first person to discover smallpox vaccine. He coined the term vaccination. So, who is the person coined the vaccination? The term means the term coined by Edward Jenner. Vaccination. This term coined by Edward Jenner. And when the vaccine is injected to the body of a person, when the vaccine injected the body and the person, that means then generally is not taking the vaccines. This what the purpose want to take this vaccine means the vaccines are taking the inside of our body. This vaccine will be producing antibodies. That antibodies that will involve the protection function. Protection functions our body from external pathogens or the causative agents. See, these antibodies fight against the germs. This vaccine will produce antibodies. These antibodies enter our body. That means that through the way of vaccine. You taking the vaccine means you will produce an antibody. That antibodies to fight against the germs. These antibodies remain inside the body. Now fight after that remaining particles that staying inside the body. The same related germ cells again in your future will not affect because of the reagents already stay in our body. That is the vaccine. And then therefore vaccination is otherwise called as immunization. Vaccination is otherwise called immunization. And then MMR. What is the full form of the MMR? The measles, mumps, rubella and BCG. This vaccine that utilized against tuberculosis. And the next one, agriculture. Agriculture field also they are utilized in microbes. They are utilizing. What are the ways they are utilizing? They are having in three divisions. The natural fertilizer, nitrogen fixation and biocontrol agent. Natural fertilizer means very simple, naturally they are present. Fertilizer means what? Maybe they are present in maximum or the more than nutrient utilized for agriculture field. Other homes like that. The presence in nutrient in more level. Natural fertilizer means naturally present in some decomposers. What are the decomposers that are present in naturally? Basically, the bacteria and fungi. These two they are involved in decomposing process. Decomposing process means very simple. They are having in any particle of our body or any particle of the plant. That biodegradable material. Maybe the presence of the biodegradable materials that are present means will break down with help of the microbes. With help of the microbes. Because of this bacteria and fungus they are involved in decomposing process. Decomposing process. Decomposing process means nothing but the present in the particles. That means this like the particles are present. Just you take them leaves. Leaves are wood. These particles they are present. Now this condition is a non-living. Before that they are considered means the living. After that dead particles are considered non-living. See these particles they are present. The days will going on. Days will going means after you come and see the few days after you come and see here having some changes. The structure is not present in the same way. The structure is not present in same way. After the few days or few weeks you come and see there is not present in the same thickness or the same size. The thickness or the size will reduce. Which responsibility of the decomposers. These decomposers will react. They started the biological process or microbial action. that microbial actions or biological process, the responsibility will break down of the large particles, or you simply write the which substance the breakdown with the help of the microbial action or biological process, that substance is called in biodegradable. That substance is called biodegradable. That biodegradable particles, after that, before that having this much of the size, but after will convert it like this and finally having like this. Now this is utilized for fertilizer. This is utilized for agriculture field because of their presence in maximum nutrient. This nutrient they are utilized. That's a natural. Natural means nothing but naturally they are present. Just you see, after dead particles, any one particles will dead. In this dead means later on 1 week later you come and see that particles is not present in same size. Because of the responsibility of the decomposer that involve the function. That is the biological process or microbial action. That is natural fertilizer. Under nitrogen fixation. Nitrogen fixation means already know nitrogens are present in atmosphere. Yes or no? Atmosphere itself is present in nitrogen. But that nitrogen is not utilized directly that plant. Plant want to utilize that nitrogen means that before they are involved in some process. You will be studying the higher classes, ammonification, nitrification, denitrification, accumulation, like that. That all process want to complete and finally will reach that nitrogen. That nitrogen is not absorbed directly in nitrogen. That nitrogen is converted to the ammonium. That is the nitric and nitrate. Like that will converted and finally will absorb the nitrogen. So here the presence of the plant, just we have take the good example, Leguminaceae family. Leguminaceae family. That family plants you take, the good example you know in village sites you saw in so many times, groundnut, you know that kadalai chedi. That groundnut you see the bottom of the roots the present in the nodes. Bottom of the roots the present in nodes. Just you see the present in root like that. This is the groundnut means here root itself they are having in some nodes. This nodes the only present in Leguminaceae family. இத தமிழ்ல சொல்லணும்னா என்ன சொல்லலாம்னா வேர் முடிச்சுகள். இத தமிழ்ல சொல்லணும்னா என்னன்னு சொல்லுவோம் வேர் முடிச்சுகள். இந்த வேர் முடிச்சுகள் எதுல இருக்கும் அப்படினா கடலை செடி. ராமர் சொல்லுவோம் இல்லையா கடலை செடி. அந்த கடலை செடியில இருக்கக்கூடிய வேர் முடிச்சு. This root nodules that involved in nitrogen fixation. How that involved? How that involved the nitrogen fixation? The root is present in lower part of the plant. That means under the earth. But nitrogen present in the atmosphere. How will absorb that? This is the nitrogen fixation. How that absorb means the atmospheric nitrogen as nitrate which are essential for the growth of plant. This nitrogen essential for the growth. Nitrogen is not directly utilized in the growth. The nitrate, that is nitrate. This nitrate the essential for plant growth. The plant growth want to present an activity or plant want to grow in activity means this needs in this nutrient of nitrate. This nitrates are getting from nitrogen. Have you understood? So you are raising them questions. Simply they are asking them some questions. What that? This maybe then single mark questions or one mark. You know that one mark questions. Which plants are involved in nitrogen fixation? Which plants are present in nodules? Root nodules. Which plants are present? Leguminaceae family or leguminaceae plant they are involved in which function? So you want to write like that asking means which function means nitrogen fixation. Or Leguminaceae family is involved in nitrogen fixation like that. And the next one biocontrol agent. See, microbes are used to protect the crop from pest, for example. That means biocontrol. Bio means what? That's a living. Maybe the plant or animal. maybe plant or animal, and control the agent. Control the agent means some plants that are present. See, they are having an agriculture field. This is the, just imagine, this is agriculture field. Here cultivate, that means the crop cultivate. All plants that started the growth. All plants that are having in same growth means it's not present. Same growth they are having means the presence of the nutrient in all places in same level. All places present in same level. But some places they are having low nutrient. Here present in low nutrient. So here not growing in actively. You compare the plants. Here growing plants only that are not present in actively. That means the growth length will differ. These all are having more length. This one is not having length. The responsibility of the some disease will affect. Some microbes will affect. That's the reason here presence of the plant will not grow in actively. In case here the enough of the nutrient already present in the plant means, or the under the plant means, the nutrient will utilize the plant against the disease will have fight and will grow the actively. But here absence of the nutrient or low nutrient are present. So the plant growth variations are present. That's a biocontrol agent. These biocontrol agents that are utilized in some examples. See, the first one, Bacillus thuringiensis, helps to the control in insects. Bacillus thuringiensis, that means the BT cotton. Bacillus thuringiensis. B for Bacillus, T for thuringiensis. This plant will control the insects. This like plants that are growing means the insects is not sitting. And then Trichoderma. Trichoderma help to protect root and control plant pathogens. Trichoderma. And then next one, Baculovirus have attack insect and other arthropods. Attack insects and other arthropods. See, and next industrial. Industrials also they are utilized in microbes. Where are utilizing? How they are utilizing? The microbes they are having in further divisions is sewage treatment and production of biogas and production of alcohol and wine. See, very simple, sewage. Sewage treatment. Sewage means what? Contaminated water or spoiled water or waste water. You know that day to day human activities you release in the wastewater during the dress wash or you bathing. That is the release in wastewater. That wastewater, how can want to treat? That's a sewage treatment. This sewage treatment means that is the main spoiled water or wastewater. Wastewater want to utilize for agriculture field or the recycled, utilize in the drinking purpose also you can utilize. In case the sewage treatment of the water is utilized for the drinking purpose means they are having in some parameters. What are that? Primary treatment, secondary treatment, tertiary treatment, or recycle or reuse. Like that, then all steps, all process will completed means after that the sewage water you will get now qualified water. That means not quality water. After that they are using in drinking purpose. See, the first is sewage treatment. The aerobic microbes are allowed to grow in the primary effluent during the secondary stage. Of wastewater treatment, these microbes consume the major part of the organic matter. In the effluent, the nitrobacter species in the aerobic treatment of sewage, methanobacterium is used. See, very simple. This is the aerobic conditions. Aerobic conditions means the present in microbes, they are growing in some microbes. That microbes they are not utilized in oxygen. Aerobic and anaerobic. You know that anaerobic means it's not utilized. Aerobic means they are utilized. This is the sewage. Sewage means what? They are present in H2O, the water. So the water itself, that means the inside of the water growing in some plants. That is the unicellular, maybe a algae. How that plants will grow in there means that oxygen is already dissolved in water. That oxygen they are getting. So will grow in easily. So the light cloud that present in some microbes. allowed to grow the primary and during the secondary stage of wastewater treatment. Wastewater treatment means nothing but the presence of the waste water want to utilize in future. Then before that we want to recycle. The recycle after reuse that. That's a basic concept. And then production of biogas. Biogas means what? The living organism will produce the gas. That is the biogas. How you product the biogas. See, the human, animal, physical, matter and plant waste are broken down by anaerobic bacteria to produce methane. Along with carbon dioxide and hydrogen, these bacteria are called a methanogenous. See, very simple, methanogenous means they are involved phases of plant and animal. Plant and animals are waste materials. Waste materials, their present waste are broken down by anaerobic bacteria to produce methane. That means anaerobic means now only I explained, very simple, without oxygen. The without oxygen respiration they are having means that is anaerobic respiration. That anaerobic respiration during that time will produce in methane. So which gas they are present in maximum amount of the biogas? Just you are writing methane. Methane they are present in 98%. And the production of alcohol and wine. You know that alcohol and wine, that preparation also one type of the microbes also they are utilizing. What that microbes means? See that this is also the process of the anaerobic process or fermentation process. That during that fermentation process, that means very simple, a preparation of the wine. Wine preparation means that's a fruits. The fruits you have to collect in different fruits. You have dumped that different fruits and then kept in under the soil. The few days after you come and see the outer membranes they are having in, you know, the spoilage food. கெட்டு போன சாப்பாடு ஸ்மெல் வரும் இல்லைங்களா, அந்த மாதிரி இந்த ஃப்ரூட்ஸ் எல்லாத்தையும் கட் பண்ணி போட்டு நமக்கு தேவையான ஃப்ரூட்ஸ்கள் எல்லாமே கட் பண்ணி போட்டு ஒரு பானை, மண்பாண்டம், அந்த பானையில் வச்சுட்டு பூமிக்கு அடியில் பள்ளத்தை எடுத்துட்டு அங்கே மூடி வச்சுருவாங்க. ஆஃப்டர் தட், அதாவது சில நாட்களுக்கு அப்புறம் ஒரு 10 நாளோ இல்லை 15 நாளோ சில நாட்களுக்கு அப்புறம் அதை வந்து எடுத்து பார்த்தாங்க அப்படின்னா இந்த ஸ்பாயிலேஜ் ஃபுட்டுடைய ஸ்மெல் வரும். அந்த ஸ்மெல் வரும்போது அதில் இருக்கக்கூடிய வாட்டரை மட்டும் ஃபில்டர் பண்ணிக்குவாங்க. வாட்டர் மட்டும் ஃபில்டர் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கக்கூடிய வேஸ்ட்டை விட்டுடுவாங்க. That waters they are using in the drinking purpose, that's a wine. That's a fruit juice. Spoiled fruit juice, that's a wine preparation. They are also utilized in microbes. And then daily life, their day-to-day activities. You are making bread. The yeast water that are replaced. You want to preparation, you know that you won't see the industrial bakery, you know, bakery. How they are preparing their bread? They are using in yeast. That's a making bread. And the preparation of curd and cottage cheese. They are replaced in bacteria. Lactobacillus bacteria. That lactobacillus bacteria is the main responsibility of the functions. What that function means? The milk is converted to the curd. You eating in curd. The curd is the responsibility in microbes. And then in human intestine itself they are present in E. coli bacteria. That E. coli bacteria that are involved in some functions. See, let us quick revise today's session. Uses of microorganisms. Microorganisms, they are having so many uses. What are the uses? That basically here divided in 4 categories: medicine field, agriculture field, industrial field and daily life. Medical or medicine field that utilized in microbes will produce or obtained from antibiotic and vaccine from microbes. Where to getting or where to obtain antibiotic and vaccine means just you are right, microbes. That microbes only provided. Here provided fungi, that also is one of the microbes. Antibiotic, anti means against, biotic means living organism. So antibiotic substance are getting from by living organism, which toxic substance utilized for other organism. This first antibiotics produced Sir Alexander Fleming in 1928, penicillin. This is penicillin. This penicillin antibiotics they are getting from Penicillium cryogenium, one type of fungi. And streptomycin is, this is also one of the antibiotics. This is getting from streptomyces. This penicillium utilized in against tetanus, diphtheria. This streptomycin utilized against bacterial disease and bacterial infection. Vaccine the getting from dead or weak microbes. This is vaccination. Vaccines are also called the vaccination. Vaccination is otherwise called immunization. This vaccination is a term the first introduced or first coined the term Edward Jenner. Edward Jenner only the first produced in first vaccine. Which one? Smallpox against. The vaccine smallpox. Which disease against the first produced in the vaccine means what, right? Smallpox. Smallpox against will produce in vaccine. Who are? Edward Jenner. MMR and BCG. What is the full form of MMR? What is the full form of BCG? And then agriculture field they are utilized in microbes. What are the field? Natural fertilizer. Natural fertilizer means they are involved in natural decomposer. Bacteria, fungi and yeast like that. And nitrogen fixation involved in Leguminaceae family. The root itself present in nodules where mudichical. And then biocontrol agent. The good example for in BT, Bacillus thuringiensis. And the industrial field also utilized in microbes. We are utilizing sewage treatment. The sewage treatment, the primary, secondary, tertiary treatment they are having. They are utilizing in Nitrosomonas, Eutropacterium. Like that they are utilizing. And production of biogas. Biogas that want to produce means they are utilizing some microbes. And the production of alcohol and wine. The preparation of the alcohol and wine in fermentation process. And they are utilizing in yeast. Here also utilizing in yeast. The day-to-day activities or daily life. Making bread. Preparation of corn and cottage cheese in human industry. Thank you.